In this video, we will solve a problem on profit maximization in case of monopoly. The question is, consider a firm facing the demand schedule as P is equal to 190 minus 0.6 Q, where Q denotes the output, P is the price, and total cost function is being given us as 40 plus 30Q plus 0.4 Q square. We have to find out the output level that maximizes the profit, output level that maximizes the total revenue, and what will be the output level if the firm makes a profit of $4,760. Okay, now for this, let's take the first part. Okay, so in case of monopoly, we know that profit maximization requires marginal revenue should be equal to the marginal cost. Okay, simple thing. To get the marginal revenue, first we should know what is total revenue. Okay, we are being given P is equal to 190 minus 0.6 Q. From this we can find first the total revenue. So total revenue, we know it is simply price into output. So price function is this 190 minus 0.6 Q. To this we multiply Q. Okay, that means our total revenue function is 190 Q minus 0.6 Q square. Okay, also we are being given the total cost function, and let me write it here. Total cost function is being given us as 40 plus 30Q plus 0.4 Q square. Okay, so marginal revenue should be equal to marginal cost for profit maximization. So marginal revenue is simply the derivative of total revenue function with respect to output. Okay, so marginal revenue will be equal to, let's write it here, marginal revenue is simply the derivative of total revenue function with respect to output. So this is our total revenue function. Its derivative with respect to Q will be, the derivative of Q is 1, so we are left with 190. Here derivative of Q square is 2Q, so 2 into 0.6 is 1.2 Q. This is our total marginal revenue. Now symmetrically, what will be the marginal cost? Simply the derivative of cost function with respect to output gives us the marginal cost. This is our cost function. Take derivative with respect to Q. Derivative of constant is 0, derivative of Q is 1, so we are left with 30 in the second term, plus derivative of Q square will be 2Q, so 2 into 4 is 0.8 Q here. Okay, now let's equate marginal revenue with marginal cost. This is our marginal revenue, and let me write it here. So in place of MR we have 190 minus 1.2 Q. We equate it with 30 plus 0.8 Q. Okay, so transposing 1.2 here, it becomes positive. 1.2 plus 0.8 comes out to be 2Q will be equal to 190 minus 30 is 160. Solve, it will come out to be Q will be equal to 80. That means the level of output which maximizes profit will be 80 units. Okay, now the second part tells us what will be the output level if we want to maximize total revenue. B part is, now to maximize total revenue, okay, to maximize total revenue, okay, our marginal revenue should be equal to 0. Okay, so we have got the marginal revenue function somewhere. This is our marginal revenue function. When we set it equal to 0, we will get the output level that maximizes total revenue. Okay, so we have 190 minus 1.2 Q, set it equal to 0, which implies 1.2 Q will be equal to 190. That means our Q will be equal to 190 divided by 1.2. It will come out to be, I have calculated it, it came out to be 158.3. That means 158.3 is the level of output that will maximize total revenue. It simply says, if this is our total revenue function, total revenue will be maximum when marginal revenue is equal to 0. Okay, so we simply take the first derivative of total revenue function, set it equal to 0. The point where the slope of total revenue is equal to 0 gives us the level of output which maximizes our total revenue. It comes out to be 158.3. Now third part tells us what will be the output level if the firm makes a profit of 4,760. Okay, and we know that basically we know that profit is simply equal to total revenue minus total cost. Okay, so the constraint is that profit should be equal to 4,760. Let's write in place of pi is 4760. And what is our total revenue function? We calculated it. It will come out to be 190 q minus 0.6 q square. To this we have to subtract total cost function that is given. So we subtract with this very function. We have minus 40 minus 30 q minus 0.4 q square. Now we need to solve this function for for q. So if we write it in this fashion, so we have 4760 will be equal to 190 and minus 30 q, it comes out to be 160 q. 0.6 q square, 0.4 q square, it comes out to be q square. Then we have minus 40 and we set it equal to 0, which implies, okay, let's transpose it here. We will get 160 q minus q square minus 40 minus 4760 should be equal to 0, which implies, and let me write it here. Let's first write this minus q square minus q square. Then we have plus 160 q. Okay. Then we have minus 40 yes, minus 40 and minus 4760, it comes out to be minus 4800. I'm really sorry if I have done any mistake in calculating, in adding or subtracting the terms here. Sometimes I get very messy, so I hope I'm making it clear. So let's multiply both sides by minus. Okay, so we will get q square minus 160 q plus 4800 equal to 0. Okay. Now let us solve this quadratic equation. For this, let me rub this out here. Okay, I don't have the space here, so let me rub this out. Okay, this should work here. So we have, using quadratic equation, quadratic formula, that is here q will be equal to minus b. So we have the coefficient of q square is, let us say it is a, coefficient of q denoted by b, and constant term is c. We know that using this quadratic equation, that is q will be equal to minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac. Okay, simple, times 2a. This is the quadratic equation. Now what is minus b? It means minus, we have minus into minus 160 plus minus b square. B square means minus 160 square. Then we have minus 4 into a into c. 4, a is 1 and c is 48,4800 divided by twice a is 1, so let's write it here 1. Okay, so this comes out to be minus into minus is plus, so we have 160 plus minus 160 square, it comes out to be, I have calculated it, this is 25600. This stuff comes out to be, I have calculated it also, it comes out to be, and let's calculate it, I forget it. So 4 zeros are 0, 4 zeros are 0, 4 8s are 32, 4 4s are 16, 17, 18, 19. So this is 19200 divided by 2. Okay. When we solve this stuff, we will get, and let me write it here, it is 160 plus minus, when we subtract this, it will come out to be 6400 divided by, here we have 2. I guess I should rub this out also. I don't have the space left, which implies we got Q will be equal to 160 plus minus 64. It's a perfect square, so it comes out to be 80. Okay, so 80 square, actually it is 80 square comes out to be 6400 divided by 2, which gives us the values of Q comes out to be, actually we get two values for Q, that is 160 plus 80 divided by 2, which comes out to be 240 divided by 2, which comes out to be 120, and another will be Q will be equal to 160 minus 80 divided by 2, which comes out to be, so it is 80 divided by 2, which comes out to be 40. That means if the firm wishes to gain a profit of 4,760, it should either produce 120 units or 40 units. Both will give him the same profit. Okay, I hope I make myself clear, and if there are mistakes in calculating the things, you should bear that in mind. I am doing it in a very limited time. I don't have much time to practice on these kind of questions, so if there are any mistakes, you can point out those very mistakes, and in next videos I will try to minimize those mistakes. Okay, hope you like this video. Thank you.